Hello, let's look at integer arrays in this video. Integer arrays are essentially a list of numbers that are going to be allocated in memory with a given size. So an integer, a normal int is equal to, or has the size of 4 bytes in memory. So if we were going to create 5 of these, it would be 5 times 4, which would be 5 because of the number of elements, and then 4, which is the size of the type, and then that would be 20 bytes total in memory that we would have allocated. So let's go ahead and create our array right now. R equals 5, and then we want to zero initialize these indices, because if we don't zero initialize them, we're going to have garbage values that the compiler is going to grab from sort of the similar area in memory, whatever's closest around. It's going to put those random numbers inside of our array. So right now we don't know what the values are inside of this array are, but let's go ahead and look at them anyway. So I equals 0, I is 5, plus I, okay, print f, so d to print a digit, then r, I. Alright, let's run that and see what happens. So as you can see here, we have some garbage values that are being put into our array because we did not zero initialize it. And so zero initializing essentially says that we want every element to start with 0. So let's go ahead and see two different ways of doing that. Two different ways of doing that is we can do list initialization, which is a different form of initializing, like how normally we would initialize a variable like this, int a equals 5. This is a normal sort of direct initialization, but when we're using the curly brackets along with the assignment operator, this is the list. This is list initialization. So that's one way of doing that, and we can see what happens when we run our new code. And as you can see, all the elements start off at 0. Another way of doing this is through the memset function, which comes from the string library in C. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Memset destination is going to be r, and then what do we want to set? 0, and then the size of the array, which is going to be size of r. And the size of r is going to be 20, because again we have 5 integers, which totals 20 bytes in memory. So let's go ahead and run this code and see what happens. And as you can see, we have all these zeros that are initialized to our array.